Days, Rhino bumping us in with a little See the USA and a Chevrolet. I remember that when I was a kid. That's pretty good. Appreciate you digging it up for us there, Rhino. We're pleased to welcome now Becky Williams, Miss Mississippi 2024. Becky, thanks for coming on. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
You've been busy in the tent just to our left here signing autographs all morning, right?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. You ever been to Cruisin the Coast before?
I haven't. So I was a competitive dancer from the time I was 8 until I was about 16, I think. And we always had a dance competition right down the road.
Oh,
so
okay.
I would see the cars coming by, but we never got to experience it. So it's really cool to be here and actually see what goes on here.
So most of these cars were built before you were born. Not all of them. How about that?
A lot of them, most of them. Yeah.
That's pretty neat, isn't it?
It is. Well, and you know what? My dad and my brothers have always had a great appreciation for them. And so I've learned a few things along the way, but seeing so many different styles and makes and models and the paint jobs and interiors, it's so cool. So interesting.
It is. So you, of course, serve as an ambassador, a high-profile ambassador for the great state of Mississippi. But events like this showcase our great state as well.
Absolutely.
And people come, as you know, from not only all over the country, but we have visitors from outside of our country as well that come to the great state of Mississippi. I know you've been busy under the tent, sitting down, signing autographs, but I suspect you get to meet a lot of our visitors.
Yes, 1,000%. I just met someone who said he's from Poland, but he lives in the UK, and someone from Wisconsin, someone from Puerto Rico, someone from Florida, so many different places. But I think this is such a great place to highlight our state, too, because there is so much on the coast, and there are so many things down here. And to see such a unique thing highlighted about our state, too.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, USA Today calls it the best of a class for what it is, an automobile show like this. So tell us about your duties as in the capacity of Miss Mississippi. What you got going on?
A whole lot.
I bet.
So while I'm preparing for the Miss America pageant, which happens, I'll leave December 27th. The competition starts December 31st and ends on the 5th. There will be a new Miss America.
Yep.
But while I prepare for that, I'm working on my talent, obviously getting into the dance studio, making sure that's going well. But Miss Mississippi is my full-time job, and so I have the opportunity to spend this year focusing on Mississippi, traveling across our state. I get to partner with the Mississippi Academy of Family Physicians and bring the Tar Wars curriculum into schools. I use my personal community service initiative, Make a Move, to get our students moving again and to get Mississippi moving again, because we are one of the more unhealthy states in our nation. I also have the chance to just come and do fun stuff like this, highlight our state, highlight the people here and why we're the hospitality state, but also just why we're special.
How'd you get involved in pageants?
I didn't do a pageant until I was 19 years old. My first preliminary for Miss Mississippi was my first pageant I'd ever been in.
Wow.
I had been in a scholarship competition before that's a little bit similar. There are some big differences, though, and so I've loved the stage since I started dancing, and I think that really is what sparked it. My original dance teacher, Miss Lori Roseberry, said, Becky's going to be Miss Mississippi, and she was right. She got it right. But it's really funny. When I was about 17, somebody told me that I looked like Miss Mississippi, but they just meant that I looked like Jennifer Adcock, who was Miss Mississippi in 2002. And so there were just lots of little things that planted the idea in my mind. So
when did you start dance lessons?
When I was 6.
6 years old.
6.
This is something that your parents wanted you to do, or you had an interest in it?
Well, so my mom danced when she was younger, and she grew up and loved it. And my oldest brother had baseball. My middle brother had he was in the band, and he loved music. And so I had my thing, and it ended up being dance. And I'm very glad that they put me there.
So is there a particular genre or category of dance that you specialize in?
I've done it all.
How does that work?
Yeah. So when I first started, little girls usually start ballet, tap, jazz, and then as you get older, you do the hip hops and the pom. I was on the dance team at Mississippi State University. We did a lot of pom and just different things like that. But right now, my talent for Miss America is an upbeat jazz dance. Somebody took my song 2 seconds before me, so I've had to redo a completely new routine and a new costume and all of that, which I think it's going to work out, though, because now it's its special little thing, and I get to remember Miss America by that. So,
how many of the other participants will feature dance as their talent? You know?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. You know the show Dance Moms?
Yeah.
I'm pretty much in the Dance Moms generation where people saw the show and they said, oh, my kid can do that. And so lots of dancers in the world right now. But If I think about it, I would say about half, if not more than
Okay.
half.
Where is the pageant this year?
This year it's in Orlando.
Orlando.
On
okay.
Disney property.
Okay.
So it'll be a
Interesting.
fun trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be fun. And you said you arrived the 27th.
Yes.
So you're there a
27th.
couple of weeks, and then the 5th?
It's about a full week, yeah.
Okay, about
Yeah.
a 5th.
Competition will
About
start
a
on the
week.
31st.
Okay.
And then we have preliminaries for teen is on the 31st, preliminaries for Miss on the 1st. We'll have a giant New Year's party that I'm really excited about. We'll do Miss America's Got Talent, which is all 52 teens and all 52 misses doing talent. On the 2nd, the 3rd is a dark night for the studio, is what they say, and then the 4th there will be a new Miss America's teen, and the 5th is a new Miss America.
So besides practicing your dance routine, your talent, what else do you do to get ready?
So again, because Miss Mississippi is my full-time job, I don't really have the most conventional way of preparing, but I use opportunities just like this one to practice for interview.
Sure.
'Cause obviously this is an interview.
Yeah.
But I
Not
don't
as hard as that would be, though.
Well, you never know. I don't know what you're going to ask me, and
That's true.
I need to be ready to answer it. So it's things
Sure.
like this, but also getting in these stories from people that I'm meeting and hearing how Mississippi has changed their life and things that they think that we can do better. That's always so fun because, as a national representative, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Just be the best representative of America,
Yeah.
just on a larger scale, yeah.
Absolutely.
So just using every day as prep for on-stage question and interview.
Have you met some of the other contestants?
I had the opportunity to see Miss Louisiana and Miss Alabama crowned. We haven't really met, though, because just like I'm sure, just like me, they probably don't remember much of that night. And so I haven't had the chance to connect completely, but we are all friends through social media.
Yeah.
We've had our orientation together. We've gotten to wish each other luck as they go into preliminary season. We just started ours, so we'll be crowning some new girls into the next class of Miss Mississippi's. So
Mississippi has quite the storied history of success in the Miss America pageant.
Mm-hmm.
And to what do you think that could be attributed? Why aren't we so strong? There's a strong pageant community overall here in the state of Mississippi.
I think there are lots of reasons. I think we're a very unique state, and we're a state that usually gets overlooked. I think everyone can agree on that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential. I always say I'm an educator, and I always say there's so much potential in our kids, and that's the place where we've always skimmed the surface. But I think especially seeing the rise in our test scores, and we're becoming a better school system state, I think that's going to help us nationally. But I think, when it comes to pageantry, it comes to representing the best version of yourself, and Mississippians are always proud of who we've been, regardless of what anyone else says. And we've always been our own people, and we support each other, and we lift each other up in hard times. And I think just like pageantry, that's so important.
And this strive for excellence,
Right.
which is what you do in pageants.
Right. Yeah.
Showcase your excellence. That's awesome. So what about your career? You told me right now it's a full-time job being Miss
Yes,
Mississippi,
yes.
but there's going to be a time you're going to have to do something else. What do you think
Right.
about doing?
I want to be a teacher. I want
Okay.
to be in administration. I'll be state superintendent if
Okay.
they'd have me. But I graduated from Mississippi State in December of 2023 with a bachelor's in elementary education, but I'm certified K through 12 in every
Okay.
subject. I started my master's. I had to defer. Obviously, I just said that.
Yeah.
But I plan on finishing it and getting into the classroom as soon as possible.
Is that running your family?
Kind of, not really. My mom was a kindergarten assistant for a few years, but I think just because I had so many wonderful teachers pour into me and change my life and the way that I viewed myself, that it's something that I'd love to do for future generations to come.
I'm sure you'll be fantastic at it, and we certainly need lots of really good people to lead and educate our young folks, and more than anything else, just be a role model and an example. And I think you exemplify that, personify that. So I applaud you. We need you in the classroom.
Thank you.
No doubt
I'm
about
excited. Oh, yeah.
You're going to stay in Mississippi now, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. We want you teaching in Mississippi.
I would love to, yeah. Well, and you know what? The great thing is, anybody listening, nothing's tying me down anywhere. I could be
Sure.
anywhere, teach anywhere. I love the coast. I love every place I've been in Mississippi, which is a whole bunch of them now because I've gotten the chance to travel everywhere. And so definitely in state, but wherever they'd have me, I'd love to be there.
I'm quite sure you won't have any problem, and you'll be welcome wherever you choose to start your career and continue your career.
Thank you.
No doubt about it. Becky Williams, Miss Mississippi 2024, has been our guest here on Middays. Thanks for coming on, Becky. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Nice meeting you, Will. We're coming right back with more, folks. We're at Cruisin the Coast on the beautiful Mississippi